Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Yeah, No, No, Yeah. Hope you're doing well. We're changing it up a bit with this one, and we're talking about some anime movies. We don't really talk about those a whole lot on here, but we are discussing 3 films by the director Makoto Shinkai. We're talking about Your Name, Weathering with You, and Children Who Chase Lost Voices. We had a lot of great discussions, as always, as well as some mini topics that were really ridiculous this time, but a lot of fun to talk about. Keep an eye out in the description for the timestamps if you would like to avoid spoilers for the movies that we're going to be discussing, or if you want to jump to a certain point, certain discussion. And please rate the podcast if you haven't, and leave us feedback. Reach out to us on our Instagrams, get involved. We would love to see that. And feel free to donate on either our Patreon or in the link of the podcast on Anchor. It would really help us out, helps us pay for the artwork of each episode. And yeah, we hope that you guys enjoy the episode. So let's go!
Hello, welcome back.
Good, welcome back. As always, we're always scrambling to figure out how to start these things. I mean, it'll just never get better, I feel like. Nope. It's always going to be like, how do we start?
Probably.
We're going to be like 100 episodes in and still not knowing.
Well, I mean, we just thank patrons now. That's our go-to.
That's the awkward charm of the podcast. We're always going to be rookies at heart. So, So before we get started, we have to thank our patrons who help the artwork make the artwork possible for our episodes.
Oh yeah.
So we got Kath.reviews, my girlfriend Kath. Thank you.
Thank you, Kath. And we've got moving___pictures. Julia, thank you as well.
And then Sarah's popcorn chat. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you,
for
Sarah,
being a patron.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Ardor Film. Amy.
And then thank you to Liam's mom, Luna ___ Pearl.
Never stops being funny.
Yeah. Well, good. We remembered.
We did. Well, it's on the guideline now. We can't forget.
Exactly. Yeah. Now with this thing, then we shouldn't forget.
Should we bring people in on it, or what? Like just mention that we're trying out a new thing, if you want, I guess.
Sure. I mean, yeah, we can, I guess.
Yeah, basically I just propose this thing where we can make sure that our recording time is more tight, and we don't go too deep into things when we've got a time limit there. It's gonna make the podcast a little bit more
just flow better, more tight and just focused, and yeah. So
it doesn't mean it's gonna be less fun
myself
or strict. It's not strict or anything. No. It's just it's good to have it there.
Yeah, the episodes will still definitely be long enough, I'm sure. But yeah, no, I think it'll definitely help. But we're both busy. We got lives, so we can't really, especially. I mean, now you got a pizza delivery job. You can't be driving on the road and editing.
No,
so,
I can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will definitely. I'm sure it'll make it easier for everybody.
Well, that's a good segue into life stuff. How's life? How's life treating you?
Oh, life's fine for me, honestly. I mean, nothing really new. In a couple weeks, then I'll be moved into a new apartment. That's the only.
I didn't know it was that soon. That's cool.
Yeah, it's the 20th of this month. So there's one. I think we'll have one more recording where I'm here, and then after that, then I'll be in a new place. So.
I'm going to say goodbye to the old set, if people who watch on video.
Yeah, goodbye to the old setup. I hope I have a better one. I mean, this one's not bad, but
I loved your apartment. I thought it was awesome, but I mean, I'm sure the other one will be great too.
Yeah, it should. The other one should have some more space. So I think it'll just be more open and less bad, annoying neighbors.
Yeah.
So that's good.
When we do that episode, you have to do the loudest peace out bitches that you've ever done in your life.
The last episode here.
Yeah, because it's the finale. Say goodbye to these neighbors in a real fuck you way.
That's true. That'll be like 2 days before I'm moving out. So yeah, I'll just do the loudest one ever.
Just like
that's true.
Shout it from like open the door like to your apartment and then shout
I'll
it
shout
in
it out the yeah. God, that's a good idea.
Oh my god.
Because I mean, I put up with their yelling for like 2 years,
Yeah.
so they're gonna have to put up with my loud scream. They'll probably call the cops, but I don't care. I mean,
This man is shouting "Peace out, bitches!" in the other room. I'm scared.
I mean, I feel bad because like the neighbors on my top floor aren't terrible. It's mainly the bottom ones, but whatever. They're all kind of. I'm glad to be getting away from all of them. So
Good shit.
That's new in my life.
I'm sure you'll be a lot happier.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a nice change. I'll be able to walk to work. I'm literally like 2 blocks away from work, so save a bunch of gas and like just the location's a lot better, and I think it'll be just nice overall. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Looking forward to that.
That's very different to my work. My work takes me half an hour to drive to. Well, a little less, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, my job
rough.
is driving anyway, so it doesn't really feel like it's much of a big deal, I guess.
That's
and
true.
they reimburse you like when you're on the job like driving, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But
do you have any crazy stories? I was gonna ask for like pizza delivery. Any interesting things happen?
unfortunately,
I mean, you have
not
to run into some stuff.
not really. Like, I mean, the only thing I can really talk about is just that we got a new manager recently, which is like, I mean, it's already a new job. I'm getting used to it, but like, this guy, I fucking hate him so much. I hate him. Like, he's just such a bad manager, and he's so lazy, and like he's particularly like rude to me and like no one else, and I don't know why. I don't know what I've done to set him off, but I do my job like perfectly, pretty much. I don't know what the problem is, but yeah.
Maybe he's just, breaking in the new guy, just like busting the new guy's balls.
Oh, but he's the new guy as well. He's like never been to this location before. He's just like a manager of another place, and now he's like taken over this one.
Yeah, that's not good. That's hopefully it doesn't follow the trend of your last jobs, just bad managers ruining.
At the end of the day, there's like still a lot of good workers there that I like and get along with, so that's the main part. I'm enjoying that part of it.
Plus, I'm guessing you're like always out on your own, usually like delivering and stuff, so you probably don't have to deal with them.
It's just when I'm back in the store, it's like it feels hostile sometimes. I don't know why.
Gosh.
Yeah. I did have one like delivery the other night where like I was knocking on the door a few times, and he just said like, I'll be there in a minute, and then he came to the door and he was like, sorry, I was trying to do a shit. And I just like I just went, what? Like, I'm about to hand you like pizza and you just come like right out. Like, I'll just leave it at the door. I don't need to give it to you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It was weird.
That is weird. I feel like if I was a delivery guy, I would always just, like I said, just do the whale tactic. Just leave it on the front porch, knock, and just walk away.
Unfortunately, you can't do that. It's been fun though. I do like this job. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's more different than your last job. You never know what you're gonna run into or do, I guess.
Cool. That's our lives.
Yeah, that's our lives right now. Do you have anything you've been watching that is worth mentioning or interesting?
I probably have a couple. But I also thought, we could throw music in there if you want to as well, since we don't talk too much about that. Like, if you happen to listen to anything interesting.
Mine's just mainly gonna be movies this time. I just haven't been listening to like new albums a whole lot. All right, so me and Kath, since we finished Better Call Saul, which we both loved and finally finished, by the way, then we're kind of just watching through like movies together, like every now and then, whenever we want to. So like I was looking through her watch list, and she had that movie Duel on her watch list that you didn't like, but we actually both really liked it.
I don't know why.
I loved it. You don't know why we liked it?
No. See, I don't get how that movie was good at all.
I thought the concept was really interesting and cool. I liked the cast. I thought it was actually hilarious, like the dark humor. It really worked for me.
Those first two parts I can agree with, but not the humor. It just didn't hit for me.
Really?
Yeah.
to me, it reminded me a lot of The Killing of a Sacred Deer, like just like the way people talked.
Yeah,
Like people talk so
that.
like blunt and dry, and like they kind of just say whatever's on their mind. And like to me, it actually worked a lot better in this movie than it did in Killing of a Sacred Deer.
No,
so like,
you take that back. You take that back.
Both are great movies, but this one just really surprised me. I was surprised at how much I loved it. Just like the training like scenes with Aaron Paul and Karen Gillan. Is that her name? Karen Gillan. They were just that was hilarious to me. I don't know why. Just like little jokes in the movie, like how Aaron Paul kept saying like Karen Gillan was like, I don't have money to pay for the class, and he's like, well, there's other ways that you can pay me or whatever. And then it makes you think like one thing, but then just it cuts to her teaching him like hip hop dance lessons, and he's so serious about it, and it was funny. Like stuff like that was
I don't
funny
know, it just didn't
to me.
hit. It just didn't hit for me. I don't know.
Man. Wow. Well, that's subjective, I guess. The humor part is totally subjective, but
that's what a lot of the film relies on. I feel like that's why it really didn't work for me.
Yeah,
and I felt like it could have been better if it was a serious, tragic kind of story.
To me, it was like serious, but also like that levity, that humor, even though it was really dry and dark, like that really helped me, I guess. But it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everyone. But I loved it, surprisingly.
Well, I'm glad you did.
So, yeah.
Speaking of watching with girlfriends, Julia showed me Nope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of thoughts about Nope, and I'm sure I'm sure I'm gonna review it. It's very mixed right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Mm-hmm. I really did not like the last like 30 minutes or whatever. It just got so silly.
I think I probably would agree with that. Yeah.
There's like a couple of things that happen which I won't get into because spoilers, but like it's I don't understand any of the reasons for it because it's like it's just so silly sometimes, and but it started off like so effective and so atmospheric and creepy, and I liked it, but then it gets really ridiculous as it goes on. So
yeah, the first two acts, or the first two acts basically were like way better than I thought. The climax just went a bit too much, just like went a bit too over the top, and like the first two acts are reminding me of something like Signs, to where it was like so quaint and like so creepy, and like, you know, you didn't know what was going on. So like that's what it reminded me of, and I think I probably liked it a bit more than you, I'm guessing, just from the sound of it, because like even though I didn't like the final act, I still liked it overall. And
I didn't
my theater experience was really cool.
No, it would have been great in theaters. I wish I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, for me, like I saw it in theaters in like one of their special theaters, which had like a bigger screen and louder sound, and I had the entire theater to myself. So it was like perfect like situation for it.
It's like that one part where you like just see like the thing like go across the clouds like at night. I was just like, ooh, that's fucking terrifying. Like I like that. It is
creepy.
Like the more subtle it is, it was that's when it's at its best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's pretty much for like everything Jordan Peele does. And whenever it's subtle, then it's good. But then he always kind of goes a bit over the top at times. But my favorite part was, or the creepiest part for me was, without spoiling, it was like probably the scene with the house, and like at night, the scene with the house at night, and like in the thunderstorm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Creepy.
That shit was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's really good scene.
And Stephen Yeun was really good too, by the way. Like he's been blowing me away in everything I've been seeing him in. Like this guy is incredible.
I saw you watch Minari recently. That's great.
I watched Minari and Burning, which you need to watch that too.
I do need to watch that.
Oh my god, that was a rewatch for me, and it finally 5 stars. Like that movie's so good, and Stephen Yeun is so good in it. And Nope is probably my least favorite from Jordan Peele right now, even though I still really liked it.
It very well might be mine as well, honestly. Like I know I don't like Us that much, but I think I like Nope a little less. Like it kind of made Us look better. Like
really?
I don't know.
Well, that's not saying much for me, because Us I actually love and like is my favorite. So I know I disagree on most people with that, but
Us is due a rewatch.
Yeah.
I'll say that, but I still don't think I'll like the ending. Like, I just did not like that
Yeah.
ending at all.
Yeah. Next one, man, as I was watching this, then I kept thinking to myself, this would have been such a good movie to watch in September, like with you.
Oh yeah.
Because it was by Paul Schrader, Dog Eat Dog,
Oh yeah.
with Nicolas Cage and Willem Dafoe.
I've heard that shit though. I kept hearing that it was shit.
I am done trusting like people's opinions online now though, because I thought it was gonna be shit too, and it was great. It was hilarious. It was fun. It was like, I guess in my review I kind of said like it reminded me of like the style of it reminded me of like Tarantino, Scorsese, and like Guy Ritchie. Like it was like all those styles kind of together, and like it's got Willem Dafoe, Nicolas Cage. It's fucking nuts. It's just a crazy movie. I don't even know how to talk about it, but it's really fun, even from the opening scene. And it's very dark and violent, but Paul Schrader even plays a character in it. He shows up like throughout the movie. Awesome. So like,
hell yeah.
Yeah. It's just a really crazy, interesting movie. So you definitely got to check it out. Not perfect by any means, but like, yeah, just a really good time.
I'll have to. Me and Keelan watched Joint Security Area together.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I still have to watch like The Handmaiden, and I do want to watch his first two films as well, like those ones that are less heard of. But yeah, like Joint Security Area was fucking great. Like really great.
Yeah, it is.
God damn.
It is.
Like he's just such a good director. It's crazy.
He really is. I thought that was his first movie for the longest time.
Yeah.
But I guess not, like we talked about.
I guess it's his third, but like even so, like it's really, really good. Like
yeah,
the way the story unraveled as it went on, I was just like, man, this is like really intriguing. And then it just got like really cute and then sad, and I was like, what the hell? I don't know.
When the guys are just hanging out in like the bunker or wherever they're hanging out.
They're
like,
the fucking boys, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, they are. God, I need to rewatch that. That was because that could definitely jump up like a rating for me for sure.
I really did like it.
There's a great movie.
There's one part about the like way it ends, which I won't go into, but like it really just didn't make sense to me, like based on like how I'd understood the character before that point. He just like does something and I'm like, why though? I don't know, it was just weird. But aside from that, like the movie is just great. It's really great.
It is. It really is. And the last one that really stood out to me was the one I watched last night, actually. I saw it in the theater with Micah and Chandra, and we watched Sisu, which is that kind of new Finnish movie, which is everyone's been comparing it to John Wick. It's set during World War II, and that's literally what it is basically. Like this guy is a fucking badass, and it's set during World War II, and he's like basically this guy is like a gold miner, and then he comes across like, you know, these Nazis who like he just gets into trouble with
They kill his dog.
What was that? Oh, there is a dog in the movie. He has a dog, and like I'm not gonna say if anything happens to it or not, but that's just another kind of similarity to John Wick. It was just an amazing time. Like really, this is totally up your alley. You need to watch it too.
Yeah, I'd only heard of it. I didn't know anything about what it was about, so yeah, I want to watch it now.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's just, yeah, like I said, the most basic way I could put it is John Wick in World War II. And it's just like this older guy who's like a gold miner, and like it's just, yeah, just so it never lets up. It's constantly like crazy and just like entertaining. Almost a perfect movie for me. Like it was really, really good. Yeah, so if you're looking for a good action movie, it falls into the same categories like John Wick, Nobody, like those types of badasses in movies. Nice. So like you can add him to the list.
I'll do an album if you like, but
sure.
I'll do one that I listened to recently that we've both heard. I'll go with LP.8 by Kelly Lee Owens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I recently listened to that finally, and it was a letdown for me. Like I saw that you liked it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just because her second album I loved. because it was just really
her second album is amazing.
Her second album is so good. Like the production on that thing is unreal sometimes. But this one was like way more calm, and like I don't have a problem with that, but it's just not what I expected. And I gave it 2 listens, and now I just kind of, I don't know, I think it's mid, sort of.
Yeah, I really do need to re-listen to that one, because her first 2 albums like are way more memorable in my mind. Like I really like her first 2. So that third one is probably my least favorite out of, you know, what she's done. But still just like a good vibe. I just like the vibe of her music. It's
it is sort of just like a nice, simple little ambient type thing. And it can be nice and stuff at times. But sometimes it was just like overly experimental and I wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah, it's not her second album. It's just not up to par with her second album at all.
Not quite. Can move on to mini topics if you like. I don't really have much. Like there's 2 that I could kind of scrape together, but they're not like super interesting. Problem. So if you have some, then go ahead.
I've got 4.
Ooh.
And they'll, I don't think they'll last like too long, but yeah, we'll see. I'll get the serious heavy ones out of the way first. So the That 70 Show's actor, Danny Masterson has been found guilty of rape. That was the big news recently.
Who's Danny Masterson?
He played this guy in That 70 Show. Can you see it?
Oh, that dude. Right.
Yeah. I never watched the show.
I hate that fucking show.
I know. I don't like it either, honestly.
I've watched
There's
maybe
like one character I like.
I think I've watched like 3 episodes like while falling asleep at some point, and I can't remember what situation I was in, but I was like kind of just like off and on watching it, and I was like, this is fucking miserable. I hate this. It's just,
I don't like the show either.
It's so bad.
I couldn't remember who liked and who didn't, because I know my friend Nick loves that show, and I just never understood why.
Why?
I just never understood. And people love it. A lot of people love it. It's like a beloved show. I think it's just all nostalgia though for people, honestly. Like I don't think it's that good.
I think a lot of shows like that though are just kind of casual, turn your brain off viewing.
Oh yeah.
You just put it on in the background and it's enjoyable enough.
Yeah, just a background show. But I guess that was the big news recently. So not cool. That guy getting found guilty of rape.
No, don't rape
not
people.
Cool. Don't. It's not a good thing to do.
We don't condone that on Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Especially if you're a famous person. I mean, if you're anybody, but just don't do it. And nobody should do it.
That just made it sound like people who aren't famous are fine. They could do it. It's all good.
That's like your meme recently when it's like Quinn talking about the house that Jack built. Like, I know it sounds bad, but
I love that meme so much. Like, just that template.
I know.
That sounds bad.
That was perfect. Man,
I gotta make more.
I'm sure there's so many memes that could be made.
I was like procrastinating, like keeping editing the podcast because I'd been like doing it for like the recent episode for about like God knows how many hours, and then I was just like, God, I can't keep going right now. So I just started making memes out of nowhere. I was like, okay,
that is a good idea to just like throw some memes together. Like I could try and help make some too, and then just post it as a post on the podcast page whenever like we're not actually posting about new episodes.
Yeah, why not?
Just to try it. I
have like one little thing, I think. This thing that I heard about like a couple of weeks ago. Apparently there's like quite a few people. I don't know if it's like still ongoing because presumably people are catching on to it more, but like there were apparently quite a few people for a while faking doing like sign language on like a lot of programs. Like if there's like announcement in like a political thing or whatever on television, then you'll have like a sign language person doing it. Like apparently there are so many people that were faking it, and like nobody who's actually deaf understood what they're doing and like was trying to make it known that they're a fraud. But people just like kept hiring because they said they have the qualifications. Like they don't look into any of it apparently. It's crazy.
That is crazy. Oh my, I didn't know that's been going on.
Yeah. That's so shitty as well. Like, fuck me.
It is.
There was this one woman that was doing it for like years and years. Like,
she was getting away with it for years. Wow.
Yeah, and getting a fat paycheck.
Like, nobody must have been watching that program. At least no deaf people must have been watching that program. What the hell?
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's kind of a it's just a shitty thing to do.
It is. Yeah.
Very shitty thing. Can't believe you make a living literally just making up movements with your hands.
I mean, at the same time though, like, I mean, I guess things like that make it so that, you know, things can be a little bit tighter next time. Like, they can be like, okay, we actually have to assess these people now and, like, you know, make sure that they know how to do their job. So I guess it's a good thing in a way that it happened, so that things can, you know, get better from here.
Sure. So, like, I
but
guess
it's not good that people got paid to do nothing, basically, for such a long time.
Exactly. Oh, gosh, they were just... That's a con man right there. That's a straight up con.
I respect the hustle, I guess, but
I respect the hustle, but it's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, just these poor deaf people have no idea what's going on. They're so confused.
Yeah. There was one that was like for a like big event. I can't remember what it was, but it might have been like a shooting or something like that. Like they were like reporting on that or whatever, and she was just doing it and like just making it up as she went along. And it's
really?
like, for something like that, like, really? You're gonna do that to people?
Really?
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm surprised they weren't like doing like finger guns for the shooting or like
Jesus.
You know? I mean, if I was being a con artist, like, oh, they're talking about shooting, okay, bam, bam, bam.
You just reenact the crime on stage.
Just reenact the crime.
Oh my god.
That's insane. Well, speaking of menaces to society,
ooh,
the Flash director says that Ezra.
Sorry, that segue was perfect then.
Yeah. The Flash director says that Ezra Miller shouldn't be replaced if there's a sequel. I don't know why that is the be all end all. Like, if there's a sequel,
I thought that this like thing was supposed to like wrap the Flash up somehow or something like that. Like Ezra Miller's version. I don't know.
I didn't know that. That would be smart on DC's part. Like, I mean, that would make sense.
I would just assume, like, and I think I heard some people talking about that, but it might be rumors. Like, I could be completely wrong.
Man, if that's a like fan theory, then that just goes to show that fans have better ideas than the people who are actually making them. Because like that would make perfect sense. Because there is already different versions of the Flash. You're getting into like the multiverse. Yeah. So like this would be a good way to like push this crazy guy out and then bring in a different guy that could be good too. Probably, like I don't think like the actor or the separating the art from the artist, I don't think he's like a bad Flash, but he's never like, he wasn't like special to me or something. He was just an average Flash. No, Ezra Miller. I
just think he's a good actor in general, but like it's kind of sometimes it's kind of different when you see people in superhero movies or whatever. Like more often than not, you feel like this isn't their best role, like this isn't their best performance or anything. Like I can't really even like say that about the people that I love in Marvel or DC or whatever. Like not Robert Pattinson, not fucking Benedict Cumberbatch. Like I all think that they all have
Phoenix and Joker.
Yeah, I think they all just have great performances outside of that, but they're good in their movies too.
That's true. That's a good point. I think the only actor I can think of that his best performance is in a superhero movie is Heath Ledger's Joker, and that's it. That's the only one. Like Heath Ledger's Joker is like, that's his peak performance.
Yeah, and we should have more like that, but not really. We don't really have that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess, with the Flash.
I am honestly keen to see that at this point. Like I'm interested to see it.
I've been hearing apparently it's good from the people that have like seen it.
Didn't fucking Stephen King say that he loved it or something?
Yeah, but Stephen King is
senile,
out of his gourd half the time. I mean, I feel like he liked the shitty made-for-TV Shining over Stanley Kubrick Shining, so I can't trust anything he says after that.
I don't like I'm not Stanley Kubrick, fucking Stephen King. Like from what I've seen. Yeah. He just seems really up himself.
He is kind of up himself. He's just he gives me weird vibes. He's just kind of a weird looking guy too. Not that I'm getting personal, but like he has a weirdly weird
give him a
way about him.
Shove his head in the toilet.
Well, it was probably all those years of cocaine and like drinking that he did while he was writing. I mean, and I say that even though literally right behind me is shelves and shelves of just Stephen King books, but that's because
I thought you were
I
gonna say
didn't. I
right
mean, half
behind me
those
is
I
stashes
bought.
of cocaine.
That was. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not telling you where that is.
Sorry,
but,
I didn't mean to blow the lid off your whole thing.
Yeah, I'm even reading like one of his books or a few of his books right now, and man, his writing is really hit or miss too. Like he is just not like a great writer, I feel like.
Ooh,
but
boy.
he's made so many books, and like the stories are cool even if his writing isn't good. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird, but anyway.
But he likes the Flash, so
But he likes the Flash,
yeah,
I guess. All right, I'll do this one. You know this show, The Office? I don't know if
Yes.
you've watched it. Have you?
I've watched I've watched all of it except the last episode. I don't know why.
Oh, hey, that's fine, because like the end. You're talking about the U.S. Office, right? Not
Yeah,
the UK?
yeah.
Okay.
I've watched
yeah,
the UK
that's,
as well, but I don't know, that kind of just forgettable, honestly.
Yeah, it didn't work for me either. But The Office is getting rebooted with a female lead, and it's an Australian
oh my god, I heard
show
about
now.
this. No,
Yeah.
I don't want this to happen at all. Oh god.
And
I knew
figured
you'd
to
bring
make it
this up
even
because I
better
feel like
'cause-
I was like, Quinn's gonna blame Australia for this. God damn it.
I mean, it was bound to happen either way, like Australian or not, I'm sure. So, but yeah,
This should
so
not
that's
happen.
kind of. It really shouldn't. And people, trust me, I think everybody's probably mad about this because you go on the internet and like everybody is still posting Office
Yeah.
memes. Like this is one of the most beloved comedies of all time by like even like younger people that are all
Yeah.
for stuff like this.
Even though I
So-
don't love it like that much or whatever, like it should not be remade, and especially not by
No,
Australians. They
just-
don't know what they're doing half the time.
I mean, like the idea of The Office, though, I can see how it would be like meant to be like remade with different types of nationalities humor, if that makes any sense. Like you got British humor set in an office, you got American humor set in an office.
Yeah,
like
but
an
Australian
office
humor
space is,
isn't
like-
funny. Like,
Right. No, exactly. That's gonna be really weird.
it's just gonna be people
So-
yelling like the cunt at each other, probably. Honestly,
Yeah, probably.
like
It'll be a lot of bleeping. Yeah, and kangaroos.
oh my god, come on, you can't get that
Well,
stereotypical.
that's stereotypical. Yeah.
That's just racist,
no.
man. Seriously.
No, I don't know what they're going to do though. It'll just be interesting to see. Like, what are they gonna? Are they just gonna straight up call it The Office? And then
Probably. I mean, they
Australia,
did it with the other one,
I guess.
but it's such a
guess,
simple idea. Like, you could do
Mhm.
like one. You could do the same thing, but just call it something else.
I think it's too soon for a reboot, and then I
Way too
I
soon.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be watching it. I mean, maybe I'll watch like an episode just to see how ridiculous it is, but I'll always love the American version, as everyone else pretty much does too. So
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It is a good show.
it's probably my favorite comedy show if I really had to think of one. Like it helped me get through a lot of tough times growing up. So
It'll always be Always
Yeah.
Sunny and Peep Show for me, probably. But
I need to watch those.
The Office is great though. It's a good
Yeah.
show.
It is. Yeah.
I had this little kind of topic that I heard about recently, but it's like it's so silly. There was this lawsuit that I heard about, and it's I don't know if you heard about it at all, but it was like basically it's with McDonald's. They would like getting sued by these customers because apparently one of their chicken nuggets was so hot that it burnt like a child or whatever. But it is like such a ridiculous lawsuit, like just because like I cannot believe that they even thought it was okay to like make a lawsuit out of this, because it's such a stupid situation. Apparently they were like in a car for like 20 minutes and a nugget had like fallen, and like a seatbelt or whatever had like been like the seatbelt nugget and then like child's leg basically. So it had been like pressed against the leg for like 20 minutes straight or something like that, and then it started to burn. And it's like, that is not their fault. That is not their fault at all.
It's not their fault at all.
How the
Oh,
fuck
if
do
they
they
win
think that
this-
that's okay? Oh my god. It's the silliest lawsuit I've ever read in my fucking life.
I mean, that's the type of people that go to eat at McDonald's. That's the type of lawsuit they would, or that's their way of trying to make money, I guess.
Oh my god.
Sue them for, that's insane.
It's bad parenting if like you can't get a nugget out from like just pull over to the side of the road for a second and get the nugget and move on.
So
ridiculous.
Oh my! I have no words. I don't know what to say with that.
I just thought it was
might be one of the
thing.
most insane mini topics I've heard so far.
It's so stupid. Oh my god!
It is.
People are so dumb.
Yeah, once it leaves the store, once it leaves the restaurant, then it's not their problem. I feel like.
Yeah, like if it burnt them immediately, like on grabbing
poisoned.
it, like that's a different story. But when it's pressed against your leg for like 20 minutes, like it's gonna hurt.
Then it's gonna hurt. Yeah. Oh, that's insane.
Stupid.
Oh wow.
So stupid.
Anyway, my last one is also kind of ridiculous. But it's kind of like a mini topic thing. Like I need to set the stage. So
okay,
a little while back, then Robert De Niro, and look, a lot of this is probably not our business. This is people's personal lives. Who are we to judge? But Robert De Niro, at the age of like 79, had his like 7th child.
Yeah,
right.
And Al Pacino.
You saw that. And that's So then the second part is that Al Pacino at 83. It's just so weird, the timing of this. Like he had a child, and that's not even the most recent development in this is that now Al Pacino demands a DNA test from his pregnant girlfriend. So now he's like not thinking it's his, or doesn't want it to be his or something. I don't know. All I read here is that 83-year-old Al Pacino was told he had a medical condition which prevented him from having children. When he learned that his 29-year-old girlfriend was pregnant, he did not believe that the baby was his at first and got a DNA test for proof.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
It's just such a creepy, weird
so
thing in general, though. Like, I don't know why he would have kids at that age. I really don't.
I don't know why either. Like, I guess there's no law against it, but I don't agree with it because you're that old to where you're not even going to see your kid grow up, and they're not even going to have a dad, probably. So, like, why do it?
Yeah.
I guess their older kids are going to have to just raise them, I mean, I guess that's fine, but it's still weird.
Well, I'm also wondering about, like, the female perspective here as well. Like, what are they thinking with this whole thing? Like, did they want this, really?
I think whether they want it or not, I think they're just happy to inherit all this money, like
Maybe.
Once these legendary actors kick the bucket, which that'll be sad to happen, but
they'll be living it up.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so, but like I can't speak for people, but what 29-year-old like attractive woman is gonna date this like old 83-year-old? If not for the money.
Yeah,
like
yeah, really, honestly.
And just the status of like, I'm dating Al Pacino,
At that point as well, like I do feel like it's kind of a creepy thing to date someone that young. Like I don't like judging in that kind of way, but like sometimes I'm just like, man, really? 83, 29?
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
I mean, if they're both consenting adults,
I know,
like, do your thing,
true.
I guess. But still, I mean, yeah, it's definitely like, I guess when you have like a 50-year age gap, basically, then it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But that's common now when it comes to these old rich celebrities, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Leo will probably continue doing this shit. Like,
yeah, true.
But that I don't find that too creepy, honestly, because he's still like youngish.
Not yet, but he's still youngish. But I feel like the older and older he gets, if this pattern keeps going, there's some weird ritual in Hollywood. I'm telling you that there's some weird like sacrificial stuff probably going on or something. I don't know. Like there's a lot of crazy conspiracy theories of how these actors stay young or like look young and keep lively. And
well,
it's like,
Leo has started to look like Jack Nicholson. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah,
but
true.
He was like wearing sunglasses constantly indoors,
and the hair slicked back.
Yeah,
he's morphing into Jack Nicholson. But
dude, I loved Jack Nicholson in that era as well. Like I've seen him. Like I don't know if you've seen that speech that he gave. like where he like went up to accept an award and he was high as fuck, and then like Robin Williams comes to help him out, and like, it was just the best thing ever. You got to watch that if you haven't seen it.
Oh man, Jack. Yeah, he's just, you can't beat Jack Nicholson. He's great. He's amazing.
Probably won't act again though.
He's been retired for like over a decade now. I feel like I think his last movie was like a romantic comedy in like 2010. So, which is a shame. And like he's kind of like a recluse now apparently too. Like people don't see him often, and there's like rumors that he's like developing like dementia and stuff. But who knows if that's even true? I mean, nobody sees him, but it's sad.
It is sad.
It's just a very strange thing going on. All these old actors having kids still.
It's a bit weird, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd end on the weird one.
Good streaming topics.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Those are some interesting ones. We can move on to our main topic, which you picked for this week, because last week I picked the weird, depressing rape revenge thrillers. And
I decided to be a weeb.
Yep. Going from horror to a different kind of horror. Weebdom. The weeb. Or anime, yeah. But yeah, if you want to, I guess, explain to people these movies. I'd never seen anything by this director until you had me watch it.
Well, I like wasn't even thinking about like the director or whatever as like the episode topic or anything like that. Like I mean, we haven't seen all his films, so it's not like a director episode, but it's like they are all by the same guy, and it's Makoto Shinkai. That's his name, right?
Shinkai. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, he made quite a lot of movies, but the ones that we're talking about are Your Name, Weathering with You, and Children Who Chase Lost Voices. Which is also known as Journey to what was the name of that place? Agartha, yeah.
Agartha, I think, yeah.
I prefer that
which
name,
we
honestly.
Journey to Agartha, you think?
Yeah, it's a cool name.
I kind of like that more too. Yeah. Which we were supposed to watch Suzume, the latest movie, but it's just not available anywhere. You just can't watch it yet.
Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun on that one accidentally. So
No, that would have been a good one to watch, but yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I had this idea, because like I had only seen Your Name, and I was just like thinking about like anime recently, and I was like, oh, you know, it might be good to watch some more.
It's a good it's a good variety, because I don't think we've discussed I'm trying to think if we've actually talked about anime movies that much on here.
We talked about Spirited Away when you watched it.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
That's right.
That was on like episode 12
along with it was some weird combos we had with that one. Like, wasn't House That Jack built, or no?
Yeah, that was on the same episode. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was that and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, very weird triple feature.
Down bad in a dark place.
I hadn't seen any of them, so I watched them all within a couple days, and damn, they are heavy movies. I wasn't prepared emotionally or mentally for this. After the first movie I watched, I'm like, I can't imagine watching these next two so soon, but I had to. I've been just emotionally drained these last couple days.
Yeah. I think you've had a very different response to them than me, though, honestly.
I think so, too, probably.
As always, we differ on some things, but, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to, like, start by talking about, like, just one of them, or...?
I'll just start with, like, the order we watched them. So, like, we had both seen Your Name first, basically. Right.
But I had seen it back
so that was my
2016 around when it came out, I think.
Oh, wow. And you still haven't seen it since then?
No. I did want to rewatch it, but I remember quite a bit about it.
Yeah. This is my first one, and I guess it's arguably his most popular.
Oh, yeah. It actually is, like, one of the most highest grossing anime films now. Like...
That's, what
I think it's actually, like, under Spirited Away now.
It's like right under it.
Yeah, like it's fucking huge now.
Yeah, those two are the two that I always see people talking about. But it was. This one is the one that probably drained me the most emotionally. Actually, like it kind of did make me. I wasn't like full on sobbing, but like I was actually tearing up, and I'm like, wow, it's been a while since a movie's done this for me.
Yeah. I think I did tear up at a few scenes during that one. Yeah.
Yeah, just by the ending, like I'm not to jump straight to the end, but like by the ending, I'm already super like just that ending really hits, if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Um
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
and yeah, it just like I guess it wasn't really the movie. Like if I had watched this movie like a few years ago, honestly, I don't think I would have been as sad about it, but the movie just reminded me for some reason reminded me too much of Kath. I don't know why. So
Yeah.
Kath and the distance. So it really like that was actually it was my own personal stuff like attached with the movie that made me sad, I guess. But yeah. So right after that I was like texting her like I miss you and all this stuff. But so
Look at us sad weebs.
sad boys. We're
Sad
in our
weeb
sad
boys.
boy era.
I didn't like this movie as much as you. I'll just say it outright. But I don't know, like it is hard to kind of talk about it as in depth. I really do wish that I rewatched it, but yeah, I think it's a lot of it is because at the time it was 2016 when it came out, and there was another movie that was anime that came out called A Silent Voice. It's by a different director, but those were the two that people were going on about that year, and like A Silent Voice really didn't get that much attention, and like some people just felt like people were just raving over Your Name nonstop, and I was like, but this movie's better. So I was just like frustrated.
So it's a bit of that too.
Yeah. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Like I gave it a low rating, but I feel like now even so it might be a little bit on the lower side for me still. I don't know.
Those came out the same year, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. That's that'll do it, like a battle of the animes. I mean, they're only gonna talk about one. Yeah, I can understand that. I think with me, I mean, I had no expectations. I don't watch a whole lot of anime, and I just went into this kind of blind, and it just, it really worked for me for the most part. I mean, there's things I didn't like about it. Like, at times, the story kind of, like, maybe it dragged a bit, or, like, I didn't know where it was going, or it felt convoluted, but, overall, like, the main thing to talk about, I mean, like the animation in these movies, for me personally, blows every Ghibli movie just out of the way. Like I love this type of animation.
Whoa, now.
No, the only reason I say that is because this animation I prefer a lot more than like Miyazaki's animation, probably just
it
because
depends on the movie though.
It feels,
I would say.
It probably depends on the movie, but just from these three that I've seen, like it just mainly Your Name and Weathering with You, that animation style just like feels so real. It looks so real.
Your Name is beautiful. Yeah, like it's a fucking gorgeous movie.
It is. I mean, just everything. Like I'll give it to these movies, like they make food look so good. Like the I don't know why they always
that's
like
in any
focus
anime,
on like the food.
Any anime.
I guess so. I guess, but like with this animation style in particular, I don't know why, but it just feels so real and it looks real to where like a Ghibli movie, like they're really cartoonish characters, even though the animation's beautiful, like they don't look like real humans really. They're not shaped like them, or just like, I mean they do, but and that has its place. Like I like that animation style too, but this just to me felt a lot more real. And
well, I mean, a lot of Studio Ghibli movies have like like a fantasy genre going on quite a lot of the time. So like with Your Name and Weathering with You especially, like that isn't really there quite as much. Like there is a fantasy element to Your Name and Weathering with You, but it's like it feels like it's more about like the humans and like telling their story and their emotions throughout all of it.
No, for sure. It's definitely just heavier on the themes and like the drama part.
I mean, they do feel like drama movies a lot of the time.
They really do, like almost too much. Like I mean, it didn't, I kind of noticed, I think it was maybe in your Weathering with You review about like the music, how the music like and I actually didn't notice that at the time of watching, but then after thinking about it, I'm like, the music never really stops, and it's always like sad music, and it's like, so the whole time I'm hearing the sad music and it's trying to like tell me how to feel, and it manipulated me emotionally, because I was like every time I heard the music, I was fucking sad.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it can be used
Yeah.
very well, and in Your Name, I think it is done well. Honestly,
yeah,
like,
it is.
It's not
It
like
is.
overwhelming. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's I wouldn't say that Your Name is my favorite out of these I've seen, actually, but it's a great movie. It's not like perfect, but it's not, it didn't let me down. So yeah, I thought it was just a great anime movie overall that definitely hit me.
I still have it at a 6 out of 10, but I hope it goes up when I do rewatch it.
I mean, I didn't really take notes for a lot of these movies. I kind of just watched them, and like I knew I would remember the stuff that stood out. But
I keep forgetting to take notes lately. I keep fucking up.
it's hard too for like a movie. Like if I want to take notes, which I don't really in general, but like if I do, like a movie I'm watching in theaters, it's just impossible to.
Oh yeah.
So like if I wanted to take
That's
notes on
different.
Sisu last night, then like I just couldn't. So, but yeah. Not that a movie like that needs notes. They're literally, what notes am I write for that? Fucking guy kills Nazis the whole time.
Hell yeah.
But anyway,
what outside of Studio Ghibli and like these movies, what other anime have you seen? Do you know much?
oh gosh, oh
I
would
think
have
I've
to
seen.
look
I think
up.
I've seen more than you, but like
I'm sure.
Anime's not like a thing that I always love. I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah.
typical traits to anime that just are very continuous and I don't always love.
Well, I've seen Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue's amazing.
It is really good. I don't know like what studio that is or anything, but yeah, I wish I knew like the studios in particular, but like yeah, Perfect Blue. I still need to watch Ghost in the Shell. I know that we were supposed to watch that.
Yeah.
But still haven't watched that.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah. I've seen like more anime shows actually, like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, you can
stuff
include
like
shows.
that.
How much of Cowboy
Yeah,
Bebop
so-
have you seen?
I've seen all of it.
Oh.
I've seen all the main show. Yeah, I know they have a movie. I haven't seen that, but that was really good. It really is just like Ghibli stuff mainly.
For me, there's just the Ghibli stuff, this, and then Perfect Blue, Ghost in the Shell, and like there's a lot of shows that I've like started and like need to continue with anime,
Yeah,
but like
same.
one that I've like my favorite anime probably thing in general is Steins Gate. It's a like show about like time travel and shit, and it's fucking amazing. But yeah, and they have Steins Gate Zero as well, which was like kind of a letdown, and they have a movie as well, and it has like the longest title ever. But
Jeez.
yeah, like
They always do have like, I was just about to say, like all these anime shows do have like a lot of spin-off movies. I've noticed like the Neon Evangelion stuff. Like there's a lot of that. And, yeah.
Sometimes they overdo it.
I think probably like I don't even know where to start with some of those. There's just so many. But I guess right now I actually am watching 2 different anime shows.
Oh yeah.
I started like a month or 2 ago. I started Death Note, so I'm trying to watch through that.
I've started that like
enjoying.
way
It's
back in the
good.
day, and I still haven't continued it. But I'll need to like start again, honestly, because I don't remember anything.
Yeah, it's good, but I'm kind of off and on it. But literally just yesterday or 2 days ago, then I started Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
And that shit's good.
I've heard good things about that.
Have you seen that?
No, I want to though.
I've seen the first 2 episodes, and it's really good.
Good
The
shit.
animation, the humor, the action, it's really, really good.
Yeah, it looks like a fun show.
It is very fun.
I would recommend.
It's just
I've watched.
it's hilarious.
There's like sort of 2 seasons, I think, or it's like one split into 2 parts or whatever. I don't know, but I've watched like the first part of Black Lagoon, and that is really good so far. It's
I've
just
heard
like
good things about that too.
it's just like
Yeah.
goofy action, like pirates shooting each other and shit, and like I don't know, it's really cool, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, there's so many anime shows that are on my list. I feel like their shows really do appeal to me more than the movies for some reason. Like but either way, I would like to watch a lot more of the movies.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably keep going with this.
Yeah, yeah. But Weathering. So yeah, I don't have much more to say about Your Name. What more is there to say about it that nobody else has said? Like it lived up.
Yeah.
For me, kind of lived up to the hype. It was very good.
Yeah, it's a good one. I hope I like it more on rewatch. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. But what I did like more, I actually did like Weathering with You might be, out of these three that we watched, my favorite. And I don't know if that had to do with, because it was the only one that I watched with Kath. Because I was, after watching Your Name, I was like, I told her, I was like, that was too emotionally draining. I feel like watching one with you might help. Like, it will help me be less sad.
Did she like it?
Oh, yeah, she really liked it. I think she was going to give it a 5 out of 5 or something, she said.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. But, no, it was... I gave it the same score as Your Name, 4 out of 5. But I did like a lot of the stuff more. Just, like... And maybe it had to do with... like this being much more recent, so like the animation looked even more polished up and like more kind of new, but like the animation was just top notch. The music, even though it didn't really let up, I mean, the music was still good. And I just like the story more. I just thought the story was a bit like, it was just a bit easier to digest.
Yeah.
For me,
I like the
the
story more in Your Name, I think. But like, I mean, I'll just go opposite to you once again. This was my least favorite, for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. But I don't know. I want to see. I don't know. I want to talk about it though, and see like your point of view on a lot of things.
Yeah, just I don't know what in particular really just worked for me a lot more. It was really just the animation, the characters, the story. Like I said, it was just much more simple than Your Name, it felt like. And I appreciated the simple story, because like it's fantastical, but it's not like confusing. Like I always knew like why people were doing things and what was going on. And even though it's kind of a, all these movies are kind of a romance story, but like this was less heavy on the romance stuff as like Your Name was. And so I appreciated that too. And yeah, I thought just the setting was a lot cooler in Weathering with You. Like I just love like rainy cities and shit. Like that's
all
cool
the stuff with the weather was just like really cool. It just looks beautiful.
It was.
I cannot get over
really
that
was.
entire sequence when it's like just drenching with rain in Tokyo and they're like going through the streets and shit. Like it looks beautiful.
Yeah. It really does.
The problem that I had was like, I mean, this movie moves at such a rapid pace. Like it just it goes so fast. Like the scenes just go by so quickly, and I don't like. Sometimes I was just like, oh my god, like slow the fuck down for 2 seconds, please. And yeah, like I said, the music is really overbearing. Like it actually bothered me quite a lot. And it's like an hour 52 or something like that as well. And I was like, towards the end of it, I was just like, please just end. Like, honestly. And I hate that I felt that way, but yeah.
It's crazy though how I really didn't notice like until afterwards, like the music, how it didn't stop, like until somebody said it, and I was like, oh yeah, the music really didn't stop. But like during it, I think I was just too focused. I was too like just like locked in like on this animation. Like the animation just, it's so like beautiful to look at that like the music is just in the background to me, and it didn't really bother me too much. And I think it did move kind of fast, but to me the only parts that like really were noticeably fast were the parts that were meant to be fast, I guess. Like the whole montage with like them doing their business of like getting paid and to clear up the weather and stuff. Like that was like just, okay, montage mode. So
but it felt like there were quite a few parts like that though that just moved really quickly. Like I mean it wasn't like to music every time, or like to a big like music with lyrics all the time. Like I feel like there were 2 montage sequences where there was like music with lyrics, and it was supposed to be like a montage type thing. But like even so, there were parts like at the beginning and the end or whatever where it was just like really, really quick scenes over and over and over again, and like information being fed to you. And I was like, what? And I will make like a little nitpick about the animation. Like aside from this, like I think the animation is fucking stellar. Like for sure. But like there are occasional bits of like 3D kind of anime, and it just really didn't work for me. I don't know if you remember that entire sequence where there was like a bunch of like fireworks and shit, and it was like going around the city and all that. Like it looked like
I kind of do.
It looked like a, you know, the Monopoly Plus game on like PC and shit. Like it looked like I was like watching like a Monopoly board or whatever. It was weird.
Huh. Yeah. That's yeah. That's I guess I didn't really notice. I do remember that scene, but I forgot how exactly it looked. There was only like one part in the animation that looked really weird to me. That was like when they're on like a rooftop, and like it just, the camera like did this thing that it didn't do in the entire movie. It like panned around.
Yeah, that's what
like,
I mean.
It's like the camera went around them. Oh, that?
Yeah, like during that sequence, like that, and then afterwards they do it like for the whole city and stuff, and it looks kind of odd.
Just when the camera moves like that, then it looks, I can feel like I'm in like a video game or something, or like it's just
it just kind of
weird,
takes you out of it for a second. That's all.
It did a little bit, but still, it still like boggles my mind how they were able to even do all this stuff at the same time. So like I still was, the animation is what like makes a lot of these movies for me. Like that's what elevates a lot of it. So I it didn't bother me too much.
I mean, that aside, it's a very beautiful film. Yeah.
It really is. Like, I really don't have much negative about this one to say. I don't know.
I would love to do cinematography posts on all of them. Like, they're all just great.
Oh, yeah. Endless. Yeah, just endless shots that you could probably do. Just trying to think of.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as well. Fuck. I always have like these like, things in my head. I'm like, okay, make sure you talk about that. Then I'm like, oh, it's gone. Shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're getting old. Our brains don't work.
I know, it's scary. I'm just trying to replay the movie in my head right now. Like,
I did watch it with Julia as well, so like we both watched it with somebody. She liked it more than I did. She gave it a 7 out of 10 though. Like, and
I saw that she liked Your Name a lot more too than you did.
Yeah, she did. She really loved it.
A whole lot more. But yeah, I thought that was funny.
I'm probably definitely in the minority about Your Name, but Weathering with You, I think like half the amount of people were disappointed in Weathering with You. I think.
Really?
Yeah, like in comparison.
That's weird. I didn't know that, or I guess I didn't really know why. I mean, I understand like reasons, I guess, but when you said like they were divisive, I was expecting to like go to the Letterboxd graph and see it just like split. But it was still like pretty positive, so I was like, "Oh, well, it seems like people still enjoy these." But
I don't think Letterboxd is like the be all and end all though. Like there are reviews other places.
Not really, but yeah. I mean, I just have to say this is my favorite out of the one that we watched. Probably, honestly,
that's fair.
Really, really good.
I can't rip on anyone for liking it or anything. Like it's a decent movie. Like it's just. For me, I kind of found it to be a bit like shallow, honestly, in some places.
Yeah.
I think that with this director, like
literally shallow with like the water. It was a dumb joke.
God damn it. I'm leaving that in for punishment.
I kind of figured it'd be left in. Man. Anyway.
Yeah, but just with this director, like I do feel like he wants to make like, you know, drama films with the anime style there, and that's like totally cool, but sometimes it just feels like his stories like lack a lot of substance, like and it doesn't really justify like the length of some of them as well, because like all 3 of these movies are like just under 2 hours, I think, and they feel kind of long as well sometimes when you're watching them.
Yeah. I think Your Name definitely felt long to me. I didn't really feel the length a whole lot with this, but that's probably because I wasn't pausing it, because I really couldn't pause it because I was watching a lot with Kath. So like, I guess that's why. Like, yeah, they could definitely be tightened up a bit, but
there's one thing about this where I'll probably have to do spoilers real quick. So you could do that if you like.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Spoilers for Weathering with You.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, just going back to like his way of kind of making drama films or whatever. I think that, you know, a lot of drama movies kind of thrive when it's like more elongated scenes or whatever, where you're like actually getting in touch with the characters' emotions and shit. There was one part where I really wanted it to like linger and like I wanted the scene to be like longer and stuff. But you know that scene when they're in the hotel, like, and
yeah, that was a heavy scene.
I
Yeah.
loved that scene. Like that scene was really nice and cute, and
Where she was like disappearing and stuff, and it was sad.
I mean, yeah, towards the end it gets sad. But, like,
oh yeah. Oh, you mean like when they're all hanging out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
like having a good time in the hotel? Yeah, that was cute.
yeah, that was adorable. But like,
Yeah,
when it gets
that
to
was
that
nice.
part where she like has that reveal that, you know, basically I have to die for this all
Yeah.
to stop. Like, it's kind of just like she tells him, and then the scene ends. Like, I was just like, you could have lingered there a little bit. Like, I want to feel what they're feeling in the moment, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That's yeah, I suppose
bothered
that's
me.
true. No, that's yeah.
And then it just becomes this whole thing of like, oh, she's gone now, and now I have to go in this wild chase to get her back, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the theme with all these movies. Have to go on this wild chase
Yeah.
to get her back. But yeah, I mean the hotel scene definitely stood out to me too. That was a good scene.
It was a great scene. yeah.
I thought it was kind of sad, like, but you know that guy that like saved him on the boat and then took him in and
Yeah.
like, you know, gave him a place to stay and all that. Who, by the way, that's cool that he was voiced by Lee Pace. I like Lee Pace.
Oh, was he?
Um,
yeah, I watched
yeah.
the Japanese, so I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Oh, you watched it in Japanese? Yeah. I guess that was the only one. Oh no, never mind. Your Name I watched subtitled Japanese, but the rest I watched dub.
Okay.
But yeah, he was voiced by Lee Pace, and then the one guy, the FBI agent, or you know, the guy with the weird hair that was like
Yeah, he looked like
chasing him.
Space Dandy. I was like, what the fuck is with
I was
this
about to
guy's
say,
hair?
yeah, the Space Dandy guy. I think he was voiced by Riz Ahmed.
What? Really?
yeah. If
God.
you look up, then like Riz
Man,
Ahmed
I wish I'd
voiced
watched
one of the
this in
characters. I'm
English
like,
now.
I know, but it's so weird though because I didn't even like I couldn't even tell that it was him. I looked up the cast and it said it was him, and I was like, it didn't even sound like him.
God damn.
But either way, yeah. But no, the scene where they're like in that like abandoned building at the end, and like you know they got the guns drawn and stuff. Like I thought that was kind of sad, like how it came to, you know, like I didn't want like either of that. Like it was sad that he was like turning against him for a second.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, because I liked that, like he was kind of like a father figure and stuff, and so like it made me get attached to the characters enough to where like when bad things happen, then I cared, I guess. But
I did care in that scene. I felt a lot during that scene. That was sad. But
yeah, that was. But overall, that's the only scenes that really stood out, I guess. And I did like the scene when they were just like hanging out in the park, and he was like watching his daughter play, and like how he paid money to like have the sun cleared up so for his daughter to play out there.
Yeah,
like
that's
that was
cute.
sweet. So stuff like that was nice.
There's
how like they were all just hanging out in the park.
There's one thing that's like also kind of consistent with like anime that is a problem for me, like just as an anime thing in general, is like they're never really good at humor, I don't think. Like there's not many times where I laugh. I can't remember like off the top of my head right now, but like just any time that anime humor comes up, I'm just like
it always has to do with like, and it's always kind of no, it is, and it's always like, I noticed in this and in Your Name, it's a lot of like pervy humor too, with like boobs and stuff. Like like in Your Name, there's the ongoing joke of like her every day waking up and like feeling her boobs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of got old
that's
after
kind
a
of
bit.
realistic though. I would do that.
No, of course. For sure. But the fact that they kept doing it throughout the whole movie, and I'm like, yep, that's the boob joke.
Yeah.
I get it. But like in this one, then it happens like twice in Weathering with You, to where like that girl says like, are you staring at my boobs? And, like, and that happened in the park. It even happened in that park scene I was talking about. So they're just not great with humor. They're really good at making everything way too melodramatic, like you said, and depressing and sad, and making you feel things. But like, they're not very good with humor. But maybe it's just a style of humor, like Japanese humor, I guess, doesn't translate maybe well to us. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
it
it works
depends.
for their audience, but I mean, different like countries' humor.
It's hit or
is
miss,
never
but for the most part, like
Yeah.
anime just doesn't really tickle me all that often.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's Weathering with You. And
that is Weathering with You.
yeah,
Great movie.
I'm probably gonna give it a low score, honestly, but I don't know. I didn't dislike it. I think the animation is the best thing about it, though. It's great looking.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's surprising how we're probably going to be totally opposite on all the movies.
We honestly are, yeah. Because this next one, oh boy.
Yeah, this next one, Children Who Chase Lost Voices. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a long title.
This one got me. I
got
didn't
you.
expect it to as well, because I was kind of, like I said, like a bit let down by this guy's movies, but this one, like, I loved it. I fucking loved it, like, a lot. I don't know.
Wow. That's surprising, because, like, yeah, for me, I cried at pretty much both movies. Like, I teared up at both movies that we just talked about, and then this one, I didn't tear up at all. Like, I was just, like, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but...
I full on cried, like, honestly.
But, I mean, the ending, which that's where I'll have the most to say, is probably about the ending. Like, that's the scene I could understand getting.
Well, that's not the scene where I cried the most at. There's one, like, sort of... I mean, more towards the end, but not, like, the ending or anything. But, yeah, there's this one part where I just fucking lost it.
What was that?
I can't spoil it.
Oh, okay. We'll wait till we get into spoilers then.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean... I don't know why this one didn't work for me as much. I think it was because, honestly, maybe I just wasn't doing as good of a job following along with the story.
That's what I thought it might be as well, yeah, because it is a lot more information heavy, honestly.
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot of information, a lot of, like, different groups of people and names and places and shit. Like, that's really fantastical, too. So, like, I'm trying to remember, like, wait, what's Agartha? And then, like, who are these people? And then, like, they're mentioning, like, topsiders. Who the fuck are topsiders? What does that mean? And then, like, all these crazy creatures. And, like, it was a lot at once.
Yeah.
To where, like, the other last two movies were very simple. And this was, I mean, the world building was cool. And I just think the
lore and, like, the fantasy world of it, like, it just drew me in so much. I was just like, man, this is so interesting.
It's heavy on the fantasy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was, like, the best part for me, honestly. I loved the whole world. I thought it was so cool.
It's definitely a lot more, like, action heavy too. Like, there's a lot of action in it.
Yeah,
and intense or, like, exciting sequences too. So I could definitely see. I'm surprised that this one isn't, like, as well received as, like, those other two or, like, other ones. I am surprised.
I've never heard anyone talk about it. Never.
Yeah. And, like, for fun, I was, like, skimming through, because, like, on Letterboxd, like, I was looking at, like, all the ratings and stuff, and I was like, why aren't people liking this? Because, like, a lot of people were just giving it, like, 3s and 2s, and, like, there was a review, one of the reviews that came across was like, did I just watch a rejected Studio Ghibli movie? And then, like, they went on and on about, and I was like, it wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was bad.
I mean, a lot of people are just, like, on there comparing it to Studio Ghibli shit, like,
yeah,
but I kind of hate that, though. Like, I think you should be able to make, like, a fantasy anime movie without it being compared to that.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
It's just its own thing, and, like, the amount of, like, you know, detail in here and, like, effort that goes into the world building is, like, really admirable. Like,
yeah,
I think it was great.
It really is.
And honestly, like, I'm just gonna say something a bit controversial, but I think it's the best looking out of all three, honestly.
Wow.
I think
that beautiful. Is controversial. I think it has some really cool, like, images. Like, it has cool, like, imagery and, like, character designs and stuff. Like, all the creatures looked awesome. Yeah, the creature design was cool, and, like, just, like, by the ending, just all the stuff, and, like, but nah, I that's what I noticed with this, though, is that, like, the animation did look even more and more simplified than, like, the other two, to where in Weathering with You and Your Name, like, I noticed, like, anywhere in the shot that you looked, like, on the street or, like, in a corner, like, there was so much attention to detail. But in, like, this one, then it was very, like, just kind of, like, you know, just, like, stripped down, very stripped down, and, like, kind of, you know, it's
definitely more,
like,
detailed than the other ones. Definitely more detailed.
I guess I mean, and that's, I guess, why I appreciated the animation in those other two more, but this animation was still good. but it did look like that Ghibli animation almost. It really did.
It is quite similar to Spirited Away in quite a few places, I think. But
it really is, yeah.
But like I said, I don't think it should be like compared constantly or whatever.
No.
Because
that's really annoying.
It's its own thing, and like it's really admirable how much went into making this thing. But like the actual story itself, like I think it's like relatively simple. Like it's a simple kind of drama type thing, but I don't know, like the character building as it goes on is what really just drew me in.
The characters are great in this, like that's for sure. Yet again, I guess I'll be able to talk more in depth by the ending, but yeah, I mean, I like the characters in this one too. I like the characters in all the movies for the most part.
And it was like, yeah, it was
you
less music too.
All...
Definitely less music.
There's less... So that's why I see you like this one a bit more too.
That's not the only
Which
reason.
is surprising because like you're the music guy, so I thought you would like music.
Yeah, but I don't like being blasted with it constantly all the time, like over scenes.
That's true. It wasn't like overbearing. Like at the beginning, or like there were points in the movie to where like the sad music would come on, and I'm like, oh no, here we go. Like it's gonna get me sad, but then it would stop. So yeah, I appreciated that for sure.
Yeah, I just think there's like I mean, you like a lot of, you know, kind of simplicity in like these kind of stories and stuff, and
for
like,
sure.
I think that for the first like half hour or whatever, that's kind of what it felt like this cute little kids movie kind of drama thing where it's like where it's like, you know, I'm just exploring these weird little things or whatever, and like going about my day at school in between it, and it's cute.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, when it actually gets to that point of going to the other world, then it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just it's a very tonal shift. It's a very like big shift. Like you're going from doing nothing basically to like, here's all this shit that's happening.
Yeah.
And like, you just have to understand all of it and then go off on your adventure. And it's like, it's too much sometimes. But
for the first half hour, it felt like kind of like My Neighbor Totoro. I don't know if you've seen that, but
I still have to see that. I still have to see that one. But no, yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Like for me, I wanted to ride like the fine line between like not being too simple but not being too complicated, to where like I don't like if a movie's too simple. Like Kiki's Delivery Service to me is like way too simple.
Way too simple.
And that's why I don't really yeah, and that's why I don't really like that movie that much. And then like, but then this one goes from being too simple to, or like, you know, just simple to too complicated.
Well, there's an entire genre, like subgenre of anime called slice of life. So like,
cool.
They are like some of the most insufferable anime sometimes, honestly, because it's just like watching people just goof around, and it's like non-stop anime humor, and it's like, oh boy.
And sometimes I love slice of life stuff to where nothing happens, like in Patterson, like I love that, but like I guess when it comes to anime, I don't know if I'd be able to stand it as long in an anime form.
Probably
for some
not.
reason.
Yeah.
For this movie, I just kind of wish it picked a pace and just stuck with it, or picked a tone and stuck with it. But instead, like the pacing was just a bit all over. Like there were points that moved way too fast for me in this, and then points that did kind of dwell or linger a bit.
That's true, actually. Yeah, it does have a bit of a pacing issue here and there, I think, especially in the midsection. But
for sure,
even so, like I was just loving the world of it. I think, like I don't know, when they're like early in the stages of like exploring this new world or whatever, I was just like, this is beautiful and like so interesting, and like it's great that these characters like don't really know each other that well too. Like I was just liking how they were getting to know each other as it was going on. It was really cool. Yeah,
it was cool. Yeah, and overall, like you said, the world building was cool, the lore was cool, even though a lot of it was like information dumps and stuff, but it was still very cool.
Yeah. We can get into spoilers if you like.
Sure. Yeah, the ending is really the main thing that has a lot of discussion for sure. All right.
Spoilers for children who chase lost voices.
I'm just trying to remember if I got it right. That title I'm never gonna remember by heart.
You can call it Journey to Agatha if you want.
Journey to Agartha.
Agatha.
Yeah.
Agatha.
Journey to Agatha. uh, the ending was definitely the most emotional part for sure, because it's like, what would you do, I guess, in that situation? That's how what I kept thinking. Like, I can see where both of these people are coming from, because basically this guy wants to get his wife back, right?
Yeah.
But they need a sacrifice apparently, and so he sacrifices the little girl. But like, I don't know, he can't really do that. I mean,
No.
it's an innocent young girl, and like, I know you want your wife back, but I mean, like that old guy in the movie said, like, grieving is, I'm paraphrasing, but like, grieving is a part of human life,
Yeah.
like, you can't just bring every loved one back that you want. I mean, you have to go through that.
It is upsetting, like, seeing, that he just kind of went on this entire journey because he's like in that much pain about all of it. But like, yeah, I don't think he should feel the need to sacrifice another human life for this one.
An innocent young life. Yeah, seriously, you can't do that.
The ending is a little bit of a letdown to me in some places, just because I feel like the main character, I can't remember her name right now, but like,
oh gosh,
but like she was a character that I wanted to see have like a full kind of arc or whatever, but it doesn't really feel like she got that by the end, because it felt like it became more about this guy. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's true.
He kind of like took over. Yeah, I guess.
He did. Like halfway through the movie, he kind of took over the main character spot. But yeah, that's true. And yeah, this guy had to see his wife die twice.
Yep, that's rough.
That sucks. That is rough.
I mean,
so I definitely
that's what
felt
you get,
for
I
him,
guess. Like, you just gotta grieve. You gotta grieve.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she had her life. It sucks that, I forgot how they said she died, because like, she wasn't old. I don't know how she died, but yeah, that's just a part of life. But then again, like, I'm putting myself in his shoes to where, like, somebody that I really loved, like, if I could bring them back right here, right now, like, would I do that even if it meant sacrificing another person? I don't know what I would do in that moment.
If it meant sacrificing someone else, I probably wouldn't. No. I don't think.
Yeah, that'd be the right thing to do, like, just to not do it. But
I can say the part that made me like fucking cry my eyes out was when she left Mimi behind, the cat.
Oh yeah,
that killed me, dude. Fuck.
I'm glad you brought that up too, though, because like,
I love that cat so much.
That cat was cute. And there was even a cute cat, and by the way, there was a cute cat in Weathering with You also. Yeah. I forgot to mention that.
I love how chunky it is at the end. What the fuck?
Yeah, how fat it got by the end.
Oh my god. I think me and Julia were just like, that's a big boy. Holy shit.
That's literally, that's what Kath said too. She's like, you got fat. But yeah, when they were sailing like on the boat away from the cat, and then the sad music, and it's really sad and all that. Then
but that scene just happens so quickly. But that's like a good example of like when I feel like you should be like quick with the drama, because it's like the quicker it is, like the more heartbreaking it is. Like, Jesus Christ. And they did it perfectly here. Like, it just was
right.
It was rushed past, and I was like, wait, what? No. Oh god, no. Mimi, come back. It made me so sad.
But yeah, but it kind of made me mad because, like, the guy, this guy that is sailing away with her that wants to get his wife back, then he tells her, he's like, stop, just let it be. Some things just have to happen, or something like that. And it's like, dude, tell that to yourself.
Look in the fucking
tell that
mirror.
To yourself.
Come on.
Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like, she's saying goodbye to this cat, like, you had to say goodbye to your wife, and like, because she...
He's a very selfish character.
I was kind of annoyed at that guy. Yeah.
Very selfish.
That guy he is. Yeah, that was kind of a selfish character, but I'm glad that, he... Yeah, I don't know. By the end of it, I'm sure he learned his lesson. Oh, yeah, he did lose an eye.
He'll learn a lesson, I'm sure.
He did, yeah.
Also, the whole design of that, like, fucking thing, like, with all the eyes on it and shit, like, that was so
That was cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
Overall, I love it.
I wouldn't say I love it, but I did like it. It's still a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Like, and so I mean, it's still very good. I just wish that they stuck with a certain pace, a certain tone, like eased me into the world instead of just throwing me into it.
Yeah.
And but overall, it was a lot more had a lot more depth, I guess, than the other two movies, just in terms of the world and the lore, like you said. So that I appreciated that. I feel like all the movies were like good in their own way, or like good at doing whatever they were trying to do.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I want to see more of his movies.
Yeah, me too. I really do. Like, I feel like the more of his movies I watch, and like if I ever go back and rewatch these, they're only gonna get better. Like, I really did like them. But yeah, for me, it has to go Weathering with You, then Your Name, and then the Children Who Chase Lost Voices movie. Yeah. But I liked them all.
I would go Children Who Chase Lost Voices, Your Name, Weathering with You. But yeah.
Oh man.
I complete opposite.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't like hate any of them by any means.
It's just like our like Ari Aster ranking, complete opposite of each other.
It's complete opposite.
But we can have a civil discussion. Look at us.
No,
we don't always have to yell at each other or anything, you know?
Well, no, yeah. I mean, it's not like we're hating on the movies at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Overall, good animes, good director. I am looking forward to seeing more of his stuff.
Me too.
It was a emotionally draining set of couple days though. So like I'm gonna pace his movies out from now on. Like one movie of his like a month or a week or something.
I feel bad. This is my idea.
Well, it's kind of like The Last House on the Left. I mean, I made you watch some depraved rape revenge thriller, so you make me watch emotionally touching animes. So
yeah, I kill you with kindness.
Give and take. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Well, should we get on to listener questions?
Why? How could you say it like that? You gotta yell it.
Oh yeah. Should we get on to listener questions? Okay. From Film Forager, she asks, which movie made you cry the hardest? Well, for me, it was Your Name. Oh yeah. I cried at 2. And I guess yours is...
Yeah, Children Who Chase Lost Voices. I cried at that the most, for sure.
Which is ironic, that's the only one I didn't cry at, but... Yeah, Your Name really got me. That one really got me.
Yeah.
From Movies That Don't Suck, he asked, does Shinkai or Miyazaki have the better catalog? Yet again, gotta compare, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, based on, like, the amount that I've seen, like, it's gotta be Miyazaki. For sure.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I've seen quite a few, like, maybe 6 at this point. But, like, yeah, they're all just great. So...
I would have to, at the moment, I guess I would agree. But I can totally see that changing, actually. Like, I feel like just because I love this animation style so much, and the more movies I see from him, it could actually change. But I would still go Miyazaki also. Because I've seen, like, 5 of his movies. I've only seen, like, 3 of this ones. And none of them have gotten up to that, like, 4.5 out of 5 or anything, not that high.
Yeah,
but both are really good in their own way.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
I even though it's people just, I understand comparing them, but at the same time, isn't it funny how like people like they're not? I'm sure they aren't the only 2 anime directors out there.
No, they're not at all.
And like the same, in the same way popular, how like
I think.
They're just the most popular, but also when it comes to like, it's just funny how we do this with like other countries to where like people always compare Park Chan-wook and Bong Joon-ho, and it's like there's other South Korean directors. I'm sure there has to be, but like in America we don't constantly only compare like, this director and that. I mean, we're always comparing, but it's just funny how that happens. We think they're the only 2 from that country.
I think it's just so few like actually make it into the mainstream and like get popular.
That's true.
That's probably why.
That is true. That's actually really true. It's hard.
It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate, but yeah, that's probably the reason.
Probably. From All Right So Reviews, he asked, did the play into more Western themes and storytelling contribute to the Your Name's massive box office? I guess like we were just saying, I mean, that pretty much is what we just said. Like, it reached the mainstream, like, for the U.S. audiences for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, had to do with it. I mean, I don't know, like, what about your names, themes, and storytelling would be different than, like, other Japanese themes and storytelling? Aren't they all kind of about stuff like that?
I don't know. I guess,
know.
like, this... I guess your name is, like, probably a, you know, simple enough story to follow, maybe. I guess that might be what he's trying to say. But
that's true.
I don't know. There are probably, like, a lot of movies out there where things would get lost in translation. Like, if you show them to, like, Americans or people that speak English, you know? Like, or, like, from English countries.
From film.mania7, he said, Weebs. Yeah,
yep,
pretty much. And then, nah, for real though, all excellent visually. Your name, top of the table for me. Yeah, I mean, second for me at the moment, but no, the visuals, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's second for me as well, and I'll agree, the visuals are great. Yeah.
Yeah, like the one visual I really want to talk about in Your Name was like, I loved that whole crater, like that big fucking thing. That was cool. And then also when the comet was flying across the sky, that was just fucking gorgeous.
It was.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, even if that was like about to kill me, I don't even care. Like, it's so cool looking. Like, just breaking apart and flying down.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. Okay, from the media diorama, I don't know if have we gotten a question from him?
I don't think so. Not yet, but wow. I've been following him for a while.
Well, thank you. Yeah, me too. The media diorama said, what is it about fantasy/romance anime that makes it so appealing? P.S. A Shinkai stan.
Nice.
Well, I'm maybe a future Shinkai stan. I don't know yet. I have to watch more of his stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, they're just heavy, very heavy themes. Just heavy things that get to people emotionally.
Yeah. It is something that appeals to a mass audience, I think. Like, it would probably be hard to make a few different types of genres or whatever in anime and like have it be accessible. So yeah, I think those are just like ones where it's like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already doing like anime and you're already having like all these visuals, like, then it makes sense that fantasy would be like the biggest part about it, because like you can do all this crazy stuff. It's not as easy maybe in live action to do it, but in anime, like, you can do anything basically. So
I think that is, I mean, the one out of these three that wasn't like a romance though was Children Who Chase Lost Voices. That wasn't really a romance at all. So
I mean, it wasn't a traditional romance, but like, I mean, just at the core of the story, then it's this guy basically trying to bring back his wife from the dead, and then there is that little bit of romance at the end, but so I mean, it's not like
way more fantasy.
Romance is on the
romance.
back. It is, yeah. It's way secondary, this romance part. Yeah. Whereas like Your Name is fucking heavy on the romance.
Yes.
I think the reason that I liked Weathering with You the most is because like the romance wasn't like front and center. It didn't feel like, not until like the end maybe, or just like at a certain point. It didn't feel like that they were like a thing the whole movie. Like, it wasn't so heavy-handed, I guess. Yeah. Like Your Name's romance, it was like, you know, they really tried to hammer it home, but Weathering with You, it just felt really gradual and just like more natural.
It just sort of felt like you were just going along on the journey, you know? Like, it didn't feel like it needed to be one thing, I guess, which was good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
From Stygian.films, do you think Makoto Shinkai is the new Miyazaki? Man. Manya.
Well, Miyazaki is like basically retired now, right? So maybe that's why she's asking.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense then. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, maybe, probably.
He's a lot less fantasy focused, though, I think. Like, at least with his last two films. Well, I mean, I haven't seen Suzume yet, but yeah.
Suzume, just from the description, sounds fantasy to me, like, quite a bit. So it sounds very fantastical.
But it's, like, way more prominent in Miyazaki's, though, I feel like. Because there's, like, Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Tales from Earthsea, My Neighbor Totoro. Fucking...
Literally all of them are, like... Yeah, even like Porco Rosso, it's about a
Mm-hmm.
flying pig, which is
Kiki's delivery
unironically
service.
like still my favorite Miyazaki. That's probably my unpopular opinion. I think Porco Rosso is like, that's for me at the top.
It's a very cute
Even
one.
just
I did
it's
like
very
it.
cute. I think the reason I just love my simple dumbed down stories. So like I just love, that's all I need. It's just a flying pig with Michael Keaton's voice.
If I'm gonna compare,
Yeah.
like Porco Rosso is better than Weathering with You. I'll say that.
Really?
Honestly.
I mean, I would agree, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though yeah, because Porco Rosso is like a 5-star for me. Like, it's probably pretty high. But Weathering with You, I need to let it sit with me longer, maybe. Like, I was really debating on like a 4.5, but yeah.
Right.
But yeah, he probably is the new Miyazaki.
We'll see.
I guess.
I hope
see.
he makes films that I enjoy more, like in the future. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just with the last like Weathering with You in Your Name, I'm like really not sure if I'm gonna enjoy him in the future, but I hope I do. Yeah. I
mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that he will. I don't know if he'll be able to make a bad movie for me just from watching these three. Like I really enjoyed all of them. But last one from Sarah's Popcorn Chat.
What's up?
Sarah asked, what TV series have you been watching and enjoying?
I don't really. I just kind of watch things like all at once, and there's like so many that I'm watching.
Yeah, you're one of those that have like on serialized they're currently watching is just fucking endless.
Yeah,
probably.
honestly, yeah. Well, it says 27 shows right now, but there's like there's plenty that I haven't even put in there. So, But like, at what I'm watching right now and enjoying, like Servant so far is great. Really loving it.
Yes.
And I don't know. I'm not really like watching too much like actively. I've got one episode left of Mandalorian season 1. It's good. It's really good.
You're in the glory days of that show right now.
Yeah,
Enjoy
probably.
it while it lasts.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, damn it.
Season 1, amazing. Season 2, great. And then season 3, I think I tried watching the first episode and I just stopped. Because
I just don't want to get to Lizzo. That's all.
Don't get to Lizzo and Jack Black.
Oh.
I mean, even Jack Black being in there sounds cool, but like I heard that it's just so out of place, and that it takes you out of the show. And apparently, this is a little piece of news I didn't even say in the mini talks, but Pedro Pascal in season 3 is not even in the suit, so. It's literally just his voice. He's only doing voiceover now for The Mandalorian.
Jesus.
So, God, man. And Book of Boba Fett, I couldn't even finish. And you know me, like, I'm Star Wars till I die, but like, I can't even.
There's
some
that
of this new stuff. I just
there's
can't.
that new like Ashoka or whatever show coming out.
Oh,
Ahsoka. Yeah, with Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, I don't know when that's supposed to come out. I mean, that could be good. I'm hopeful for that. I never like loved the character. There's so many Star Wars fans love that character just from the Clone Wars, and I think she's fine. I just don't see the appeal, honestly. But it should be good, I guess. Yeah. I'm more looking forward to the Acolyte series that they're gonna do, which is like on the perspective of like the Sith or like the bad guys. I want to see that. So
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that should be good. I am watching, like I said, Death Note and Chainsaw Man, and I guess Seinfeld, which I kind of started. Seinfeld's just a background show I put on just to literally like half paying attention to because it's like nothing's going on. Yeah. And it's just one of those big comedies that everybody talks about, and I feel like I have to watch it. I guess in terms of shows, because I literally just finished some big shows. Finished Better Call Saul with Kath. Yeah, that was great. Still nowhere near Breaking Bad, and I don't care what anybody says. It's never going to be better than Breaking Bad. But it's still a great show. And then Barry, I finished Barry. Oh, it's done, and it's a great ass show. It's amazing. I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, even though the finale have a little mixed on, but overall I enjoyed it. It was just a great show for everybody.
Yeah, I do want to watch that at some point, but I'm just so slow.
I hope you like it.
I'm always so slow.
Well, the good thing about Barry is that there's only 4 seasons, 8 episodes a season, and the episodes are like 30 minutes long, and they move quick. So like it is an easy bingeable show. I binged the hell out of it in like
I hate that
month.
feeling when it's like I'm going to watch a show and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Like I'm in the show mood right now, and I go to watch it and it's like an hour long, and I'm like,
oh, I know. That's same. That's
like
what
sometimes
keeps me from starting
sometimes
a
it works and all that, but like I just want something quick occasionally, you know.
Yeah, same. I wish that more shows would follow suit with that.
I will say
like
real
being
quick,
shorter.
I watched another episode of What If, and I've watched like 3 up until that point, and this is the 4th, but like those 3 I didn't really like that much, but this one, fucking 5-star episode, honestly. It was great.
What was it?
It was the one with Doctor Strange.
Oh, that one I
have
heard
you seen
is
it?
good. Yeah. No, I just heard it. I think I just heard people
It's
like
just
it,
like
but...
it's very tragic, and it's like a drama basically, and it's really like miserable. Like it just made me so sad.
Good.
But it's great. Like it's a really good
That's what we
episode.
need in Marvel.
Yeah, it was like a really great use
Man.
of that like entire concept, like what if this happened, and like I just loved it. It was great.
Yeah, man, those Disney Marvel shows, I don't know if I'm gonna be I don't know. I still haven't finished Moon Knight. I know that you're always gonna tell me I need to finish it, but I still
It's good. I like it. It's a good show.
But fucking She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and no, not because they're female led. I would totally watch I've watched female led shows and they're amazing, but like those in particular look bad.
Well, She-Hulk
I'm
looks
sorry.
bad. I think Miss Marvel might be okay.
True, Miss Marvel is probably gonna be okay. She-Hulk, I've heard enough things about to never want to watch it. And then like just so many. There's just so many shows. I mean, Loki season 2 will be coming out soon, I think.
Oh, good.
Oh, I am looking forward to last thing. I am looking forward to I didn't even know this until I went to Serialized, and it tells me like upcoming shows and stuff. But new episodes of Black Mirror are gonna be coming out. And I can't wait for that.
So I'll have to catch up on that
Black
show.
Mirror.
I still haven't caught up in ages.
It's such a hit or miss show, but I always love the concepts, so I can't wait for that.
There's also
but, talk about depressing shows, but yeah.
There's also the new Marvel show with Nick Fury, Secret Invasions or something.
Or Secret Invasions. I thought that was a movie. I didn't know that was a show.
But it looks good, and I am looking forward to that. I think
that should be interesting. I just miss the days though to where like it was just the movies. Like I'm fine with them doing shows if it was just like spread out more, less shows. Like unless you really need it in a show form. But like WandaVision almost could have been a movie, you know, like almost
definitely could have.
And you know, so like stuff like that, or even like Falcon and Winter Soldier probably could have been a movie. It was a bit more interesting, but. Yeah.
I think Secret Invasion will be fun though. Like I'm looking forward to that. I love Nick Fury, so
yeah, true, that could be good.
Anyway, do you want to wrap?
Yeah, let's wrap up. We're making good time. All right, well, you can find me at Views by Quinn on Instagram, Letterboxd, Serialized, all the social medias. Just check out the link tree in the description. Thank you.
I will. And you can find me at Movies Music Me on YouTube, Instagram, Letterboxd, music board, Serialized, and all that shit. And also, please don't forget to rate the podcast if you haven't already on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And
takes 2 seconds.
Takes
just
2 seconds.
Quick tap, and it would mean the world.
Yes.
Please. I don't want to get on my hands and knees and beg. Please rate it.
Jesus. Well, I mean, yeah, and also if you want to donate and become a patron.
Oh yeah, that'd
be
be
cool.
nice too. That would very much help us. 2 financially struggling people trying to pay for this artwork. I'm moving into this new apartment, man. I'm not looking forward to paying this new rent. It's gonna be rough.
Oh, boy.
But that's the only downside.
You'll save money on gas. That's something.
I will save money on gas. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to really budget. Probably go on a keto diet and fast or something. Save money on food.
No, don't do that. Jeez.
I know. No, I know. Yeah. So if you want to donate, that would help. And what else? Is that it?
I think that's it.
Trying to think.
Pretty much.
All right, that's about it. So thank you. We'll see you next time. And peace out, bitches. Next one's gonna be a lot louder. Next episode.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye.